Hi, welcome. My name is Michelle Smith and this is yoga in a hotel bed. So when we begin to travel, consistency for your yoga practice might be something that you are really good at or not so much. Feeling comfortable in the space that we have, especially when traveling, especially when we don't really have control over the room we are going to get, makes things tricky, but it can be fun. However, this is a small flow that I'd like to share with you, especially when we have a bed and we have a little time to get a few feel-good movements in. So I want to welcome you to come on up. And you might have a pillow that you can actually use to begin in hero's pose. So just by bending the knees, you're standing on your knees, place the pillow right above your ankles and have a seat. Notice the comfort level right there, how that feels. Notice if your knees are in pain. If so, then maybe this is not the right pose for you. Maybe you can lift your knees up a little bit or even bring a towel in right in between your thighs, and that might give you the extra space you might need to protect the knees. And as you find hero's pose, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. This is a great place to meditate as well. In most cases, hotel beds, at least for me, a short 5'4" person, that's myself. Even if I try to sit at the edge of the bed, I slide and my feet don't really touch the ground. So this is a better alternative for me. Keep a soft gaze and to find the quality of the breath. Take one more deep breath here. And exhale fully. Get an inhale. Begin to lift the arms forward and up towards the ceiling. Trying to keep here your head as neutral and neck as neutral as you possibly can. Allowing the length to come from the pelvis, from the hips up to your shoulders, and then from the shoulders up to your fingertips. Notice if that gives you a little bit more space, more opening, yet not putting any more weight or tension into your neck or to your head. Let's take one more deep breath here. And gently allow the fingers, the hands, the arms to fight gravity as you gently come back down. Hands can be on the thighs, hands can be out on the sides of the body. Gotta take another deep breath in. Inhala, estira los brazos hacia el frente y hacia arriba. Aquí alargando tu torso desde la pelvis hasta los hombros y de los hombros hasta la punta de los dedos y sin poner más tensión al cuello. En la exhalación, permite que tus brazos, manos, dedos peleen con la gravedad hasta llegar de regreso a tus muslos. Good, last one, inhale, lift and lengthen the arms up overhead. This time, activate your pinkies and lift the gaze as you look at the action of your pinkies, pulling and lifting the body up a little bit more. On the exhale, allow the hands to come down on the bed or surface of your choice. Bend the elbows and allow the heart and the forehead to come a little closer towards the bed. Good. Inhale. Gaze forward. Find a little length in your arms, yet a nice soft bend in the elbows as you open up the collarbones and gaze forward. And on the exhale, we return back towards the mat. We're trying to keep our hips on our heels as best as we can. Good. And inhale. Gaze back up. Open up the heart. And then sit back as you lengthen the arms all the way back up towards the ceiling. Pinky fingers guide you. And on the exhale, swim your arms out. So very gently. With control. Bring your hands to heart center and we'll stay here for 5 deep breaths. On your last deep breath, exhale fully. And inhale, allow the arms to grow nice and tall once again up overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull your left arm, left wrist up a little bit higher. And on the exhale, allowing the left side of the body to find a nice extension, while the right side of the body finds a little more contraction. Good. One more deep breath. And exhale. Gently lower down, arms by the sides. And back to your heart. Good. Deep breath in. Inhala. Y exhala. Abre los brazos por encima de la cabeza. Mano izquierda a muñeca derecha. Inhala. Estira ese brazo derecho. Y suavemente cruzando hacia el lado izquierdo, expandiendo la parte derecha de tu torso, mientras que la parte izquierda de tu torso se contrae un poquito más. Bien, inhala una respiración más. Y exhala, regresamos al centro y permite que los brazos viajen hacia los lados con control. Inhala, trae las manos de regreso a tu corazón. Exhale, release the breath and inhale, lengthen the arms up overhead, gaze up, allow the pinkies to guide your way once again. And exhale, allow the hands to come back down towards the bed and allow the forehead to ground. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, back down. Then move your hands now back towards your sacrum. You can interlace the fingers behind you and placing the hands over the sacrum, or without interlacing the fingers, just placing the palms on top. Keep a nice little bend in the elbows. Bring the shoulder blades a little closer together and deep breath in. And exhale fully. Inhale. Lengthen the arms, maybe bringing the hands up overhead. Find a little movement from right to left that feels good to you. Good, and last deep breath. Exhale, gently release back to your sacrum and lift the forehead off the ground as you come back into a seat. Inhale, lengthen arms, forward and up, pinky fingers, reach up. And exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, bring your hands to your shoulders and finding little circles and allowing the torso here to find a little movement from side to side. Good. Last deep breath. And exhale. Gently lower the hands back down and to heart center. 5 deep breaths. Good, last one. And exhale, bring the hands back to the bed and allow now the hips to lift as we take or remove the pillow from beneath. Good. Depending on how your wrists feel, right, it can be a little wobbly here, so you can bring a little bit more attention here to the tips of your fingers, a la yema de los dedos, instead. And you can walk your knees just a little further back to give you a little bit more space to inhale and open up the chest, the gaze forward, lift the tailbone up for a cow pose. And on the exhale, lift the navel in, chin towards chest, round the spine, cat pose. Inhale. And exhale. Keep moving organically in whichever way feels good for your body here to explore. And on the exhale, around the spine and walk your hands back towards your knees. And inhale, come to standing on your knees, lengthen the arms, forward and up, pinky fingers reach up towards the sky. And exhale, open the arms out to the sides, allow the hands to come back down to the mat, bend the elbows and allow the forehead to touch the ground. Maybe even your hips move back without the pillow. Notice how that feels. And inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Inhale. Moving back into this cat pose, cow pose. And then begin to extend the right leg. So again, finding maybe a little bit more surface here in the bed, in your fingertips. And finding a little bit of motion here with your back foot. And exhale fully. Good. Inhale, lengthen a little bit more. And exhale, round the spine, bring the knee towards your chest or nose. Inhale, kick back, gaze forward. And exhale, bring the knee back towards your chest. Good. Last one. Inhale, kick back. Bend the knee. Bring your foot towards you. Good. And on the exhale, bring the knee in. And maybe flip it a little bit further, closer to your right hand. And then swoop your right foot towards the left side for a pigeon pose. You're welcome here to find again a little cushion, a little space for the hips that feels good to you. Finding a little bit more altitude to open up the heart, the chest, and allowing that left leg to just be nice and long. And on the exhale, lowering down maybe to your forearms or just bending the elbows so you allow the heart not to close but keep it yet open, active, and just mellowing down to the ground. Okay, one more deep breath here. Now exhale fully. Inhale, bring back up. Press the hands nice and strong. Gently bringing the right knee back towards you. Maybe bring the toes together to touch. Widen the knees a little bit more. And we move back into a child's pose. You're finding any variation that might feel good to you. That can be palms facing up. That can bring the prayer's hand behind your head. That can mean walking your hands back towards your heels or to your sacrum. Whatever feels best for you today. Okay, then one more deep breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, making your way back into a tabletop position. And we'll switch sides, this time in español. Inhala, estira esa pierna izquierda, dando pequeños círculos. Bien. Inhala, mira hacia el frente. Y exhala, trae la rodilla hacia el pecho o la nariz o la frente. Inhala, patea hacia atrás, mira hacia el frente como la pose de la vaca. Y exhala, trae la rodilla de regreso al pecho. Bien, última vez. Inhala manteniendo la rodilla doblada, levanta el pie hacia el techo, la cabeza también. Y exhala, trae la rodilla al pecho. Y trayendo ahora la rodilla hacia tu muñeca izquierda, cruzando el pie derecho para tu pose de la paloma y permitiendo que la pierna derecha se alargue. Bien, inhala, abriendo ese pecho y exhala. Permite que tu pecho suavemente vaya aterrizando hacia el suelo. Y aquí trayendo tus codos a doblarse o cayendo tus antebrazos, lo que se sienta mejor en tu cuerpo hoy. Vamos a una respiración más. One more deep breath here. Y exhala. Inhala. Y levantándonos. Y ahí encontramos las rodillas de regreso a juntarse. And your knees back to touch. Good. Now come down to your forearms. And we're going to take a nice little opening here. We're going to make this an awesome pose. So ground the right arm and ground your right leg. Bring the left hand to about the same height as your elbow and gaze over to the left side. Then bring the left knee out to be at the same height as your left hip and flex your foot. Might look easier than what it is. So we have a half frog here and a half sphinx. Now if you'd like a little more of extra support, you're welcome to use one of these pillows as well to lift the body up a little bit more. And here, not only do we have a heart opener, a little back bend, and a hip opener, but if we'd like, we can actually get a shoulder opener as well. So if this feels good to you, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, go ahead and bend the right knee and inhale. Bring your left hand to grab on or hold on from your left foot, or your right foot, I mean. And you can do so with a towel as well, or a strap, belt, if you happen to have one nearby. Couple more deep breaths. And last one. And exhale. Gently release. Right foot, left hand. And extend the left leg. And now switching sides. Antebrazo izquierdo. Mano derecha, inhala, mira hacia atrás, trae la rodilla derecha hacia el lado derecho de tu cadera derecha y tu pie a flexionar. Bien. Inhala, regresamos a la pose de la esfinge y encontrando ese soporte para abrir ese corazón, encontrar una lumbar saludable, caderas abiertas. Y si es que gustas y estás contento, contenta en esta pose, pues doblar la rodilla izquierda, inhala, trayendo ese brazo derecho a sostener el pie izquierdo. Inhala y exhala. Respiración más, one more deep breath here. Y exhala, suaviza. Trae mano, pierna. Y de regreso estamos en la esfinge. Good. One more deep breath here. And exhale. Allow the hands to push your way back. And we have two more things that I would love to do or to bring into this mix. And that is, I love hanging off the mattress, so that is totally something that you can do to really try and open up the heart a little bit more. Or if you wouldn't like that, or you don't feel comfortable with that, that's totally fine. You may begin to make your way to a happy baby position, so laying down on the mat and getting comfortable before our Shavasana, final Shavasana position. And you're welcome to use any of the pillows around you to actually cradle yourself even more. For those of you who would like to come to this journey of laying on the back, try to find a good space so that this rim of the couch, or the bed, can begin to open up the heart, and you can let the head fall, the neck become long. I like lengthening my legs, but also bending the knees feels great. You can find a little sway from left to right as you find the pressure points that feel great in your back. And to come back, you can grab the back of the head, bring the elbows in. You'll feel those abdominals work to lift you back up. Ooh, beautiful. All right, and then moving into our final pose, I'm gonna actually work on my Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly pose. I'll bring two of these pillows out, be on the sides, and this one for the back of my neck. So as you find your space, your spot of what feels good to you today. Maybe soles of the feet come together to touch, widen the knees. Maybe it's lengthening the legs and lengthening the arms. Maybe it's a reclined position with your knees touching and your feet wide. Finding the space to practice in whichever shape or form your body is craving for. Allow the body to begin to melt onto this surface, this tidy, firm yet cozy bed. toes, your fingers. And very gently finding a way. Find length in the arms and the legs, regardless of where you were just a moment ago. And you're welcome to bring the knees in towards your chest and do that happy baby pose, or just hugging the knees in, whichever one you prefer. And when you're ready, making your way to a fetal position of your choice. And making sure that as you come back up into a seated position, that your head is the last thing to come back up. Bring your hands to heart center, manos al corazón. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Inhala. Exhale. The last round of breath together. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's bow forward in recognition to our practice. Even when we travel, even in the coziest of hotel rooms. Thank you. Gracias. Namaste.